Okay. Okay, so the American Revolution isn't taught in England. What the fuck? I mean, come on. They were here for how many years? No taxation without representation. And we fought. We lost men. They didn't really care. I mean, come on. Like, I was just reading on a website how it said only British people can go on, that Americans weren't allowed to go on. Fuck that. I went on. It said that the British were concerned about the French invading their land. They knew the Americans weren't going to invade, so they weren't that like they don't teach it in history. I mean, come on, really? I remember us learning in, I think it was high school. It had to have been high school, where a teacher told us that the British never really had problems giving up colonies, like Australia. Australia never fought for independence, they got it. Canada never fought for independence. Yeah, they're part of the Commonwealth of Nations, but they never really fought. There was like another country, I think, colony, I think, in Africa, that the British just kind of walked out. America, they fought for years. I mean, yeah, they had the Mad King. He was insane. But, I mean, come on. This is how the greatest country alive. Well, since Great Britain. Great Britain is no longer the greatest country. It was for a very long time. I won't argue with that. But this is how the greatest country came to power. Was by this war, by this declaration. We, the people of the United States. The preamble to the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men were created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I pledge allegiance to the flag. I mean, come on. The British don't even think enough. I mean, they were our mother country. We cared about them. And all they teach about was the Boston Tea Party and Paul Revere's Ride. Listen, my children, and you shall hear the midnight ride of Paul Revere. Yeah, that's all they teach, is how we threw their tea into the bay. I mean, really. Into the harbor. I mean, really. Americans don't drink tea. We drink coffee. I think that's actually when we started drinking coffee, was when they decided that we're not going to drink the tea. Oh, by the way, do they teach you that the Americans dressed, well, the colonialists, because they weren't really um they weren't Americans yet. I mean, they were Virginians and New Yorkers and Delawareans. I don't even know what they called them. Pennsylvanians, they dressed up as Indians and threw it in. Like, they weren't saying we're doing this as 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 subjects to the king's crown. We're doing this as people who live, as Americans, as people who live in this great big vast North America, and we are going to destroy your tea. And we did. We made the harbor spelt taste really, really good with some probably really, really well made British tea. Anyway, it kind of pisses me off that we don't really learn much about the British either. I mean, we learn about the War of the White Roses or the Red Roses or something. We learn about Richard the Lionhearted. We learn about Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Um, we learn about the kings. We learn about, I think it was King Henry the something, who killed all his wives so he can have more, and kept their hearts in little jars. That's very disturbing. We learn stuff. We don't just mention things in passing. I mean, the War of 1812. Do the British even know about the war in 1812? I don't know if the British know about the war in 1812. I should ask. I should ask Becky if she knows about the War of 1812. Because really, the War of 1812 was started by the British. They were still mad that they didn't have us. That's ridiculous. I mean, we're the only colony. 13 colonies. Started out as 13. I know we're 50 states, but it was 13 colonies And like I'm preaching to the choir because probably mostly Americans are going to be watching this if they watch it. Um, but I know Becky's going to watch it and she has no idea. I mean, and Luna, I'm not going to say her real name because she doesn't like her real name, but Luna also said that the war ended in 1776. The war started in 1776. George Washington was chosen to be president. I mean, he didn't even want it, but they told him he should be president. You know, like, there are just certain things that we should know about our country. Like, know how it started, and know stuff like that. Okay, I'm done ranting. No, I'm not. But I should be. Okay, I'm done.